Hello! Before we move to the next lesson, let's do some exercises together to form our hand. Let's create a new project. We can press File, New, Project. Again, we follow exactly the same steps. Select nothing, press Next, select nothing, Next, and now we will give a name to our new project. Let's call it Homework 1 and press Finish. Here, IntelliJ will ask us if we want to open a new window with this new project or if we want to do everything in this window. I will press this window. Our new project has been generated. If you remember, the first thing we need to do is declare ourselves a class. Press right-click on the source folder, New, Java class. We will call our class Homework 1. Next, we need a main method, which in the previous video I told you should be declared by hand, to write public static void main string args, and work inside its braces. We can also use an abbreviation that comes with IntelliJ. We can simply write PSVM, and you can see that IntelliJ already suggests you can use this abbreviation, and you can press Tab. We can see that our method was generated automatically. Here I will write two instructions. I will write system.out.println. We will write our first homework. And also I will write another message. After that we will move to variables. Remember, you should always write these texts in double quotation marks. At the end of each instruction, always write a semicolon. If we run the project, our instructions, just like last time, are executed from top to bottom. We have the possibility to pass text and to pass information in our code that is not taken into account by the compiler. These things are called comments. We can leave comments by writing two slashes. Here we can write what we want. This comment is ignored by the compiler. Let's run our application. We can see that our instructions will be executed and this comment remains only for us to read it and to take information from it. Let's say we'll delete these two slashes. We can see that we can't simply write text in our project because our compiler will crack. In this exercise, I want you to write the following things in the console. I want you to write I came back with the second project. I want you to write another sentence. I started learning Java programming. And if you remember, to print these two sentences, you will have to use the system.out.println instruction. I also want you to write the following text. This is my first homework. And this sentence I want to be printed in two separate system.out.print instructions. In the first instruction, I want you to pass the first half of the sentence and in the second, its continuation. To move to the next row after, you can simply write an empty system.out.println. After you do that, I want you to print the following numbers in the console. I want you to print 1, 100, 33.3 and the number 100 trillion. That's 11 zeros. You can pause this video, after which we will write the lines of code together. Okay, to print our first sentence, we will write a system.out.println instruction and the text must always be written in quotation marks. I came back with the second project. The same goes for the second exercise. System out print line. I started learning Java programming. This time we will use two system out print instructions. We can write SOUT tab and delete the last two characters, line. We can write the message further here. This is my, and also we will use a white space here because the following instruction will print my next sentence right after this one. I don't want my two words to be tied together. In my second system out print instruction, I will simply write first homework. To move the cursor to the next row, we will simply write a system out print line instruction and leave it empty. To print the following four numbers, we will write four system out print lines. First I will pass the number 1, second 100, third 33.3, and to print the number 100 trillion, you will write 1, 11 zeros, and here we can see that we are trying to print an integer number. This number goes way beyond the integer limit, which, if you remember, it's 2,147,000,000. So this must be a long number. To make this number a long, we will simply write the letter L at the end. We can run the application, and here we can see all our text printed in the console. Let's move on to the variables.